episode. I'm Bella, and I'm a cinemaholic.
I'm Ryan, and I'm a cinemaholic.
I'm Spencer, and I'm a cinemaholic. And we are talking about the highly anticipated I Think We're Alone Now, which stars Peter Dinklage and Elle Fanning, and is directed by Reed Morano, who is a cinematographer, and she directed a couple episodes of The Handmaid's Tale, which is a great show that you should watch. Maybe not the movie, though. The plot summary on IMDb is: the apocalypse proves a blessing in disguise for one lucky recluse until a second survivor arrives with the threat of companionship.
Which sounds freaking awesome. And if that was what the movie was, it would be freaking awesome. Like, that synopsis is really good.
It is, yeah.
And that was the thing that was, for me, most intriguing going into the movie, was just seeing Elle Fanning and Peter Dinklage. They're both great actor and actress. And I was just so intrigued on this whole idea. And I love post-apocalyptic movies. And so I wanted to see Peter Dinklage carry this movie until she's introduced. And all of that stuff was phenomenal. I really enjoyed Peter Dinklage's character, and as we walked out, he was like, "Yeah, that's you. That character is you." Which, hey, I'll take it, man. I dug that character. So, the first half, loved. For me, the second half took a different turn that was going in a whole new direction that had nothing to do with anything that was established prior, and weakened the score for me. I think out of all of us, it was worse for you. I ended up enjoying the movie. I have some flaws, but I can't say them because I don't want to go into spoilers, really, because this is a Sundance movie. It does come out in a few months, though, so keep an eye out for it, and then maybe we'll do a spoiler review. But overall, there are some key things and directions they decide to go in the second half, resulting in the third act that, for me, betrayed the first half, and it was like, why are we going there, kind of a thing. But what'd you think? You liked it the most, I think.
I agree. Yeah, but I mean, thinking about it more like this past few days, I think I don't like it as much as I thought I liked when I just got out of the movie. I think it was great. Like, the first half of it was really awesome. I was like, oh, that's really interesting. I want to hear more. I want to see what's going to happen, you know? And even with that, like, all the things that were happening in the first half, I was like, I want to see what's going to happen, but I don't think there's really a lot of things that could happen in that story, in that situation. And then something happened. I was like, oh, I guess that's that. So it was good. The first half was really good, and then all of a sudden it changed totally. Totally changed, and it kind of went like downsized. Yeah.
I'm totally fine with stories going in directions that I don't expect. I like The Last Jedi. That's all I have to say to explain that. And I love post-apocalyptic movies. Mad Max Fury Road is one of my favorite movies ever made, as well as the rest of the Mad Max series. It's something that really intrigues me, like this idea of being the last person on Earth. And I thought the first half of the movie was like serviceable. It was good. Like, I would say it was fine. Peter Dinklage, as always, is really good. And I'm just going to read off my list. Pros. Cinematography was really good in the movie. In fact, there's like shots that are lit. There's a sequence with fireworks, is a huge spoiler, that the way it was lit, I really thought that was an incredible shot, and it was very visually striking. And there's tons of moments like that in the movie that just were very well lit, well shot. Strong lead performances. Both Peter Dinklage and Elle Fanning were good in this movie and did their job perfectly fine. And especially that first half, they really set up something really interesting that I really was invested in and wanted more payoff. And there's really interesting small ideas. Peter Dinklage is like the lone survivor of this town, and this is like all first act stuff. He collects batteries. Batteries are kind of like his personal currency in this world in a way. It's the thing that he finds the most value in, and I thought that was an interesting idea in the post-apocalyptic. I won't get into the next thing he does, but it involves how he's kind of like housekeeping the town, that I thought was really an interesting way to take it. Cons: the entire second half. Like, the entire second half of the movie completely lost me, and there really wasn't anything redeeming about it. There's a shocking lack of explanation on certain fronts regarding the second half that I was just like, why aren't we explaining more about certain things that seem to be a huge deal involving these characters' lives? And the last thing is, it has to do with the first half and the second half, and why the second half was so disappointing to me is that the kind of connection that they set up in the first half of the movie is wildly underdeveloped, and as a result, there's kind of like one of the characters in the second half goes absent from the movie for a little bit, and it really killed the pacing for the movie for me. So I'll go ahead and score it first. I'm going to give this movie a 4 out of 10. I think that it was a massive disappointment on pretty much every front regarding the second half of the movie.
I'm going to go 6.5. I liked more than I didn't. Though, like he said, there's a very huge kind of elephant in the room where it's like, yeah, there's an elephant here, but we're not going to explain how or why or what it is. Like,
or anything about
yeah,
it.
It's just kind of weird. I was telling both of these guys right as we came out of the movie, I was like, some of those things that happen in the second act were intriguing, and I would have loved to kind of really dive in on some of those things, but maybe in a different movie. And they didn't even try to explain much of it. So
Yeah, maybe if that was a TV show.
yeah, that would have
Yeah, it would have been a good TV show. I agree with that.
Yeah. Well, I'll give it 6 out of 10 raccoons. I liked it. I didn't hate it. I thought performances were really great, but the second half just didn't work. So yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for watching, guys. Follow us on all our social media stuff and subscribe.